Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Spiffing Brit, and today have I got something very special for you. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if the zombie horde were to take the world in 1936? Well, today we find out. The zombie horde here today spawned in the Middle East, Spain, Brazil, Central America, and for some reason, just a little spicy bit of Mexico. But how powerful are they in AI form? And then, if they're so powerful in AI form, how powerful are they if we put players in their control? And then, if we put players in their control, what if we decided to give them cheats and then gave it back to the AI? Who knows what would happen? And so these are the ideas we'll be exploring in today's video. Starting off, of course, with a glorious AI-only game. Let's see, AI, can you take out the world's zombie horde? What do you think in the comment section? Do you think they can, or are you just going to be spamming F for a horde of zombies because they suck? Or maybe the AI sucks. I mean, either way, it's Paradox, who knows? So let's get on with this time-lapse. Naturally, this is at 16 times speed because time-lapses have to be that way. As you can see, the zombie horde in the Middle East immediately proceeds to remove Iran and Turkey from the map, as well as slowly making their way down to Ethiopia. Meanwhile, in Brazil, in effectively the New World, the zombies have been removed. Rest in peace, zombies. There's not really much you can do there. Afghanistan appears to be putting up a little bit more of a fight, same with Africa. The tide appears to be slightly turning. For Spain, it's kind of reached a dead end. There's no real progress happening at all, and France for some reason has not capitulated. That's one thing that I noticed about this mod, it's that France effectively gets 0.2% stability. Yeah. And just to put that into perspective, I played a multiplayer game of this and I managed to capitulate France by taking one province. Yeah, that's how easy they are. Anyway, the zombie hordes managed to basically get all the way through Turkey. No idea why they haven't capitulated yet, although they are kind of getting encirclement. Oh my gosh. Oh, Turkey just turned into a bit of a mess. And so Spain. Spain is going downhill very quickly. What's happening to the zombies in Spain? Oh no. Oh, that's got to hurt, ladies and gentlemen. That has got to hurt. Meanwhile, so yes, the zombie hordes have been kicked out of Spain and Portugal, and Spain has decided to hold on to the Portuguese lands. I'm pretty sure they're just keeping safekeeping of it. The zombie horde in Africa, though, is also facing even more issues. It would appear that they're facing a major supply issue. And so we have the British advancing up towards the Suez Canal. Oh, rest in peace. And Turkey has decided to strike back with a vengeance. Where are they getting all this power from? Jesus Christ, Turkey, well done. And then for some reason they release them and then go to war with them immediately again. I guess they just wanted more land. That's, you've given it all to the UK, so you buggered up there. Anyway, France is getting invaded by the Italians, but that's not what we're here to see. Let's see some players play off. So, this time, we saw that the AI zombie horde, even though they have a ridiculous amount of modifiers, effectively infinite troop, and a gajillion manpower, genuinely, they have like 2 Gs of manpower, it's incredible. I've decided to see what players could do in their situation. So I've got 3 wonderful players here today, the Spy Crab, Rush Pope, and Alferna. The Spy Crab you might remember from our Serbia versus Turkey game. Because of course, yes, that went down very well, didn't it, Mr. Comment Section? Today we have several hundred zombie divisions located in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia, as well as Spain, and we'll be seeing them break out and take over the world. The objective of today's game was simply to take out the German Reich as well as the Soviet Union. A simple and easy task for my players, some would think. However, it never really goes that way, does it? And we'll just be seeing whose country's AI took the stand against the zombie horde and tried to put a stop to it. Was your country proud enough to stand and face off and probably maybe even defeat the zombie horde? Do you think you could do it? Do you think Turkey could do it? Could the United Kingdom do it? Could the Soviet Union, those mighty Russians, could they stop the zombies? Or could there be absolutely no hope left in the world? I guess we'll have to find out. And so the game begins. Immediately Liberia joins the Allies for some reason, and the invasion of Turkey commences. There's also a rush to the Suez Canal, and we try and defeat Spain before all of its troops can reach the border. Portugal, however, is an easy feat for the zombies. In Spain, marching in towards Europe, we have the zombies under the control of HOI4. Leading towards Turkey, we have the spooking Brit, who is actually the spy crab, and Pope is handling Africa and directions towards Asia. As you can see, the Portuguese 2 divisions aren't enough to put a stop to over 100 divisions in Spain. The invasion of Turkey equally is an absolute success, but then we face an issue. The Navy. The navy of the zombie horde is over 700 destroyers. And these destroyers are getting destroyed. God, if only I had some more fitting music to go along with the death of thousands and thousands of zombies at the hands of the Turks. This Turkish navy of 1 battleship, 2 cruisers and 6 destroyers has sunk 200 destroyers. 200. This is absolutely incredible. Rauf Orbay, the Turkish naval leader, he is a level 8 admiral just because he's ground down all of these zombie divisions. He is a god of the seas. And so we have our first last stand. The Siege of Barcelona, one which will have to go down in the history books. Here we have 7 noble British divisions standing to defend the glorious people of Barcelona. They stand basically no chance, however they keep getting reinforced. It is a glorious last stand defense, and the French try and rush in to protect them. The tanks get so close to the border of Barcelona, yet however the zombies are able to block the path and no relief comes for Barcelona. With almost no supply, almost no organisation, the last stand of Barcelona goes on for almost a month. Honestly, they stood there when no one else would, and they tried to get as many people out of Barcelona as they could. Hats off to you British soldiers, you gave it a really good attempt, but as we can see, they're slowly breaking, slowly fading away. The organisation is crumbling, the supply lines are crumbling. It's time for you to pull out, good soldiers. It's time for you to say goodbye to Barcelona. And so it's yet another success for HOI4 as he manages to sweep up all of the Spanish coast. Hats off to you, it's on to France! Well, when I said invasion of France, I think there was a better way to put it. It was more of an ordeal. I mean, just look at that, the Dutch have landed in Spain. Oh, there's no divisions in Spain, they're all on the French border. And then the situation gets even worse. More naval invasions. More and more naval invasions. If only those Dutch could keep to themselves. So yes, the Dutch land and they start moving around the coastline. It's a little bit annoying, but honestly, it almost feels like a waste to divert troops to just take out 1 Dutch division. And then the situation develops. The situation gets even worse. It's no longer just 1 Dutch division. There's a second one which just appeared and left. And then there's a French division. Instead of defending the French border from zombies, the Frenchmen just decide to land in the south of Spain and just go on a little bit of a holiday and then get encircled. Yeah. But then, ladies and gentlemen, disaster strikes. Thank you for tuning in to the latest breaking news. We've just heard that Ethiopia has declared war on the zombie horde. Representatives of the zombie horde are now apparently scared and terrified as the Ethiopian forces number in at least probably about 10 or 20. It's a terrifying day for the entire world as a major superpower has just been unleashed. So, more importantly, back to France, and the capitulation of it, or rather the lack of a capitulation of it. Last time France capitulated almost immediately, yet for some reason the French want to fight? Sorry, what? This is Hearts of Iron 4, right? Sorry, Troy, are you there on the phone? Troy, I don't think I'm playing Hearts of Iron 4. The French are trying to fight back. The AI is broken, they're trying to put up a resistance. You need to patch it out, okay? Look, I'll slide you the money later, okay? The UK needs to be the strongest superpower. Oh, Christ's sake, we're getting naval invaded in the Middle East. Oh, bloody heck, HOI4. Anyway, as you can see, we're kind of going for a little bit of an encirclement here. HOI4 has noticed a brilliant and glorious opportunity where about 20 divisions, if not more, of the entire French army, basically this is the entire French army, are sat on the Pyrenees border with Spain. So yeah, all you have to do is cut the Pyrenees off from the mainland France and you're fine. So that's what he's just done. And there you have it. The entire French army neatly wrapped up into one little bundle for easy consumption. Tasty, tasty, tasty. And the best thing is, there's no way out. That's right, France, absolutely no way out. So you might as well give up now. Of course, naturally, it's the AI, so they won't. They're going to sit around, fight, and eventually just go, oh God. What's even the point? And so here you have it, a major success. Finally. You know what, Troy? Okay, look, Troy, I understand that I had a fear there for a moment that you programmed the French AI to actually be good and put up a fight, but I realise you actually just programmed them to get encircled. So thanks, Troy. You've done me a real solid. I'll make sure to slide you that 20 later on this evening. Oh, look at this. The French AI is... Oh my God, they actually get out. They get out. One of the encircled groups manages to escape, but nonetheless, it won't matter. We're still gonna find a way to capitulate that France. Okay, right, it's been a long time coming. Let's actually get down to it. The correct and capitulation of France. France is at 94% of the way to capitulation, meaning one victory point should be enough to do it. And of course, the zombies are only 2 towers away from a victory point. So all it's going to take is to just move into one small city, and away they go. Congratulations, France, you put up a fight, but alas, it was not strong enough. The French fought valiantly against the zombie hordes, but now that they've fallen, the gateway to Europe has been opened. And so as you see, we begin the invasion of not only Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland, but also Italy, and onwards to Greater Europe. There is no threat to be had here. Of course, we must also deal with Turkey. They've managed to survive longer than most Europeans at this point, but alas, they had to go. And with the fall of Istanbul, the Turkish people realize there is no point fighting the endless zombie hordes. And the invasion of Europe begins. Not with too much effort at first, but as soon as the reinforcements come in for the zombies in Europe, they come in strong. And they come in hard. Luxembourg naturally capitulates, and this is the state of the world as we see it in 1936. To think that only less than a year has passed, and yet almost most of Europe has fallen to the mighty zombie horde. They are a strong, powerful country. Their main weakness, however, is inflexibility. As you can see in Normandy, currently the zombie hordes are fighting off naval invasions. Every few weeks or every few months there's a naval invasion. You can never predict where it's going to be, but quite simply the zombies don't have enough divisions to garrison these borders and make effective pushes. Now the Italians do an interesting move. They have an army of but 5 divisions and manage to get some of it encircled. However, due to the fact that their army is stuck in the north, this leaves Rome completely open, and so the ancient city falls to the zombie invaders, and it's onwards towards Naples. Oh, Rome, you do not stand much of a chance, and for that reason, Italy, I think your days are numbered. However, not only are we now at war with most of Europe, we're also at war with Austria, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, the United Kingdom, the list goes on and on. There are troops pouring in from all over the world trying to assist the Europeans. However, from America, no one has answered the call. These Europeans are fighting what the Americans regard to be another European war, and so their involvement is minimal. They send nothing. When the Europeans ask for help and beg for a saviour, the Americans are nowhere to be found. However, in the Netherlands, the Belgians are having a few issues. However, for some reason the Belgians aren't just defending their own border, they're also defending the Austrian border, they're defending the German border. You might wonder why we aren't pushing into Greater Germany at this point. That's mostly just because it's easier to focus on Italy. However, don't worry, the players will be jumping on there at any moment now. But what it calls for is more troops and more reinforcements. And with, of course, Italy fallen, it's now onwards to some of the more annoying nations. Of course, Greece. They have actually quite a sizable military, and their countryside is absolutely horrific to navigate your way around. The advantage we have, though, is that for some reason they landed their army in Italy. Yeah, okay, look, Greece military strategy. It's on a completely different level to the rest of us. And so we're able to just march our zombies into Athens. And with that, of course, Greece just, they won't want to fight anymore. It's quite easy. Oh my god, also the Canadians keep landing behind the front lines. It's so annoying to have the Canadians. Oh gosh, and of course the Italians have invaded again. It's a complete and utter mess to try and manage these front lines. But finally, the Greeks have capitulated, and with that, part of their nuisance has been eradicated, thank God. Of course, Bulgaria is still going strong, Romania is still going strong, so we're going to have to try and fix that. But what does actually the wider world look like? How are we doing on all fronts? Because, I mean, we haven't looked. Okay, so this is how we're doing. Honestly, not too bad. We've got some good land gains. If you're feeling like this video was actually good fun and you're enjoying it and you'd like to see more of this, please do give the video a like. I'd just like to throw that out there. Likes really do matter. They're free for you and they mean a huge amount to me. It means more people see the video. It means I know you guys like the video, and that's really something that really helps. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Let's continue though with the invasion of Yugoslavia. Of course, Yugoslavia, as soon as you grab their capital, they're a little bit unstable, so that's typically how they fall. But with the fall of Yugoslavia, we now unite our front line so that finally the troops that have been stuck in Europe can be connected and supplied via Turkey. And with that, the great front line opens up. Romania stands almost no chance. Austria stands almost no chance. Hungary, you stand no chance. These are all small bordering nations with a zombie horde. When we have hundreds and hundreds of divisions and they only have 20 or 30, there's nothing they can do. And of course the German army hasn't even had time to build up. It's in fact even been decimated by the Czechoslovakians, who luckily decided to not give up the Sudetenland and instead go to war, which was quite entertaining to watch, but it made our day a hell of a lot more simpler. And then for some reason Poland goes to war with Germany. Yeah. That's going to be a bit of a mess for us, because it means we now need to also take the German lands off of the Poles, when honestly I think we were going to have a much easier time just walking into Germany, if I'm being honest, because guess what? They only have like 30 divisions, and we have about 162 on that front line, which is, yes, godly. I know, we're incredible. Also, make sure you've got a cup of tea for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. That's how all videos should be enjoyed. And in fact, if you don't, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. Oh, the Belgians appear to be trying to encircle themselves. That's quite impressive. Nonetheless, it's not going to succeed. And Austria capitulates. Rest in peace, Austria. Rest in peace. Oh, we're on the border of Berlin, and that's the German right gone. And so here we go. We get a peace deal. Naturally, we just want to take everything. Lovely stuff. That's a load of military factories. And then just finish off the Netherlands and move on to the Soviet Union. So, as I mentioned, the goal of today's video for the players was to simply remove Germany and the Soviet Union. With Germany gone, now begins the long hell march into the depths of the Union. It's honestly an impressive feat that these guys even managed to stay awake for this long, bearing in mind we're now playing at probably what was 11 at night. Yeah, I know. As we march closer and closer to Warsaw, the Polish people see that their border is far too overextended. With the push into Germany, they've just expanded it up, and with the fact that they've even helped try and bring back Czechoslovakia, it means that the front line's even longer, meaning we can just walk into Warsaw. Yep, absolutely, completely uncontested. Warsaw has now fallen. And of course, after that, we can just go onwards to Danzig, because then the Poles will be completely removed from the game. Of course, defeating the Soviet Union is quite a big feat, because even though they've done the officers' purge kind of thing, you've got to take out quite a lot of victory points, and that means going off into the Soviet countryside after you've taken out Moscow. But of course, as we know, Poland is appearing to be quite easy when it comes to capitulation. Just got to waltz on through Poland. As soon as their lines start to fall, we'll be fine. As you might notice, there's the occasional British troop here on the front line in Poland, but interestingly, still no Americans. Those Americans, they just don't want to have anything to do with this war. As you can notice now, we've got Danzig going. We're also trying to invade Sweden, but yeah, that's never going to be successful. For some reason, Sweden is basically impossible to invade. Apparently zombies don't like the cold. Anyway, we make our move on to Danzig. Good lord, it's quite a success. Hats off to you, Danzig. Hats off to you. They're pretty damn good at defending, but alas, we've got the encirclement of it, so we'll kick them out eventually. It'll just take a little bit of a while. And come on, come on, come on. There we go. Poland is gone. Onwards towards Leningrad. Naturally, Leningrad is also a really tough cookie to crack, and so the best way to take out Leningrad is to go round Finland and get a multi-layer encirclement. Nice and simple. And of course, once we do that, it's then onwards to the Greater Soviet Union. Come on, Finland. Come on, you haven't got too much to fall. You're not too difficult. Just allow us to walk on round. Just give us a little bit of movement space, Finland. Come on. Yeah, this is one of the main issues of the zombies, because they can't use airplanes. They're very slow at moving their troops around, because everywhere they're fighting has air superiority, meaning their troops are slower. Anyway, Leningrad is about to fall, and that should be a success, hopefully. If it's not, that means we've got to run off into the countryside for another half an hour to try and capitulate the Soviets. So come on, Lenin. Oh, they didn't capitulate. They still haven't capitulated. Okay, it's off into the countryside we go to grab more victory points and capitulate those Soviets. So I'll be back with you as soon as we manage that. Come on, you players, you can do this. Come on. Let's just get that peace deal. Come on, just grab. There we go. Perfect. Job done. Soviet Union capitulated, and we can just annex it all. So, what happened in today's video? Well, as we saw, unmodified zombies are terrible when given to the AI, but unmodified zombies when given to the players are actually really damn good. Like, that was incredible to watch. Yes, it took them quite a while to actually take out the world, but I mean, we're only looking at like, what, just over a year? That's not bad at all. Hats off to you players. But of course, let's see what would happen if we gave the zombies incredible cheats. Like, I'm talking ridiculous cheats. How fast can they take the world? Also, make sure to leave a comment telling me if you survive the next zombie apocalypse. I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to subscribe.